of the first residing in his genitals. Okay, because all this stuff is only to make your ego be answered, and your ego is mostly based around you trying to identify yourself as being the big man on campus. And of course, the way you do that is by trying to screw all the women you can, showing everybody the big nuts, you got the big balls, you got, all right, all this white man foolishness, all right? The second in his heart. That means that all those things I just described to you make you have a wicked heart. You're not going to have these fancy cars with these big rims and all this stuff in the world where the white man deliberately denies you a right to provide for yourself because he wants you poor and broke because he know that's the way to get you to sell his drugs, okay? And then, of course, selling the drugs has to have a certain profile that goes with it. All this shit, even people that don't sell drugs, if you drive those kind of cars, you might as well be selling them because you're going to go down the same road as the people that do sell drugs that drive those cars do. So you're perping because you're trying to live like a drug. If you're not against or drug dealers, you shouldn't be riding those cars around with those big ass rims on. The police gonna profile on you because they want to know how you was able to afford that. So they catch you with one stupid bag of weed, you going to jail. That's what I mean by it's in your balls, first of all, in your heart. Just stupid as hell, trying to glamorize an ego or trying to front a status of being someone by flamboyancy that gets you noticed, too much attention from the police or the busters. All of those shit is just ignorance. And then the third is in the mouth. After you create the need to have interaction with either the police or the busters or just jackers who come along and spot your ass out because of your flamboyancy, what happens next is the mouth. See, people talking, and from there they say how it goes. Yo, nigga, check your shit in. Oh, bitch, you ain't getting shit for blah, blah, blah. See, we all saw Boys in the Hood, all that old shit. Okay, we all know how it go. The tongue is the most deadly weapon on this earth. And people say, well, you be talking a lot of shit. You could get killed. You know what? I need to get killed. If I'm going to be a man and sit around on this earth and see these UN trucks lining up and I know they getting ready to genocide everybody on this earth, not just black people, but everybody. People know they getting ready to die and they don't mind. It's like I say, you 90 years old and you got the button to blow up the whole world. Who wants a 90-year-old man to have the button to launch nuclear holocaust on the world? No one would be that damn stupid. I mean, I wouldn't. Now listen, it says, the third in his mouth. The first is like a seaman who lets water in through the keel, and the water by increasing gradually fills up the ship. There is a flood of water then, and the ship sinks. The ship stands for his body that is assailed by the temptations of demons and by his own lust as though by storms. It says when opulence and extravagance is the quest of society, the world will be governed by criminals and thieves. Okay, lust entered first through the kill. That is, through the delight he took in bad thoughts. Since he did not resist through penance, since he did not resist through pushing those thoughts out of his mind and pushing another thought in that was divine and could take and replace that bullshit, like instead of running around doing things with somebody that you're not married to and you have a wife, maybe you should go home to your wife and do that so she doesn't go to somebody else who has a wife also, and all this filth be circling around in society. That's what that's all about, controlling that thought. Your ass want to be having sex and all that stuff. You should find you one person that you can rely on to only be with you, and then that way y'all can get on with each other forever. And that only comes from a male connection. Okay, but all this stuff right here, lust entered first through the kill. Since he did not resist through penance. That means your resistance is what makes you set up circumstances in your life where you would have something to balance you, where you don't go out there and make a fool out of yourself. When you are a young man growing up and you go out there and you do all the dumb shit that you are as a child, by the time you reach adulthood where you way up past 35 and 40 years old, certain things you should not do. When I see men 50, 60 years old and they still coming at me with their purse out talking about they going to trick with some young girl and all that, I just look at them and think to myself, did you learn anything in your 50, 60 years? Now it seemed to me like pussy should have got your ass in a whole lot of trouble, because it sure did get me in a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, did you not? Oh, it's so good. Well, so is a pork chop, and so is a fried chicken sandwich. All right, but you don't see me trying to eat that shit every day. Feel me? Okay, let's end it first through the kill, that is, through the delight he took in bad thought. Since he did not resist through penance, that means that since he did not become a vegetarian and get rid of eating meat and replace it with cucumbers and tomatoes and lettuce, or fill the holes with the nails of abstinence, or if he just did not, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to not consume anything at all. But it can be done after a while of practicing it. You can get yourself where you can get by on very little food. I had got to the point when I moved to Washington from California, I was getting by on 1 lemon a day and keeping body weight too, because I was getting a lot of sun. And I was where I could maintain my energy by keeping my time to myself. I was able to have abstinence of unnecessary interactions with people, which is the best way to sustain yourself from all needed methods of sustainment outside of self. Every time you communicate with other people, you extract your body energies. Whether talking to them, looking at them, touching them, or whatever interaction, it causes you energy. The less you interact with people, the younger you can stay, believe it or not. It's good to have interactions, don't get me wrong, but you should not have an unnecessary abundance of interactions, especially interactions involving sex. All this hoeing around on the planet has got people that look at other people as nothing but sexual freaking items or objects. And this is why our world is so destroyed. People have commercialized and extorted every damn thing, especially sex. The water of lust grew day by day through his consenting. The ship, being then replete or filled with the compassence of the belly, the water flooded and engulfed the ship in lust, so that he was unable to reach the port of salvation. Meaning that our world is so full of decadence that everyone has got their brains so fettered with getting high, having sex, watching stupid competition games, eating wrong food, and all this shit, driving stupid cars, everything that we all involved with, foolish spending of money on commercialism, hair and wigs and fingers and designer clothes. All this foolishness has got us all in a state of decadence where it is so hard to reach our salvation through spiritual awareness, because our minds are so fettered with our quest for opulence, extravagance, and sex. And all this shit is the whole reason why now we are all on our way to these freaking concentration camps. Go figure. Okay, this will be a good thing for me to sign out with. I don't think it'll go all the way out. It's only 1 minute and 11 seconds long, but I only got 10 minutes left from this, and I want you to see it. It says concrete casket vaults in the last 4 months, right? This is Los Angeles, California, by the way, a place called Inglewood Cemetery. That's on Manchester. I used to ride the bus past this place when I used to go to work every day. But anyway, as you can see, they got these things just lined up out there. And then they got the little black ones, I would assume, probably under their tarp. I don't know. You know what I mean? But why would they have so many freaking graveyard type commodities in the graveyard when we ask ourselves, where are they going to bury all those people at, and who are all those people? And then there, of course, is more things to be considered, like, okay, look at this, they've already made this, and you know what that is. So now they're not making this for your everyday niggas, all right? You know, I'm going to tell you guys something. This right here looks like the way you put away elite people. Okay, so they know something, some really, really large number of wealthy people is down. They took all these people right here to this concentration camp. They went to their houses and loaded them up out of their houses into jeeps and trucks and everything and forced them away. They took them to where they at right now, and when they put them in this neighborhood that they had, this was a neighborhood that they had quarantined for these people to be put. They are people that just was victimized by corruption, and somebody wanted to steal their wealth, and so they used bad propaganda to make these people become someone who was targeted as undesirable or unfitting. They weren't just white people like they show you right here. There was a lot of white people that got murdered. It was the same circumstance that you're looking at here that is what's going on with America, where there was a dichotomized human family sectors that had been taught to identify themselves as being not the same. This man just paid so much money for that one piece of chocolate that he brought from that little piece of candy. I think he get like $20 for it because they've been reduced. The Germans came and took everything from them, kicked them out of their homes, made them wear that stupid swastika, which you can see is what's above is below, okay? And then they take that and tarnish it. When the Egyptian people used it as divine metaphysics to show everyone on earth that the realm of God that's in the heavens is here on earth too. And then what do? They use that as a way to label these people as derelict. They kept them all housed in this concentration camp that we just, now here comes the train that's pulling up to get them, to take them to the concentration camp where they're going to actually all be killed and gassed and murdered at. As you can see, men taking their families to be killed, and they don't realize that. They can't believe that these people are really taking them to kill them. And this is the problem with the people here in America right now. You don't want to see things for what they are. Now the name of this picture is called The Pianist. It got a name that'll make you think, The Pianist? What do you mean The Pianist? Let me tell your ass something. If you haven't saw this movie, you need to see it. It's real simple. If you have not saw this movie right here, I guarantee you, you should not rent any. I've tried to find this movie at all kind of stores, you know, because I don't have it anymore. I can't find it anywhere. It's a good thing for me I had downloaded this movie and put it on my hard drive. I guarantee you, if you go find this movie and buy it, you will be so happy. If you could find this movie, it's called The Pianist. All right? This guy right here used to be a piano player. That man that you see right there, that's his father. He got pulled out of the line because that man who pulled him out was a friend that went to school with him. That guy right there, he's saying, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm saving your life. Get your ass back down there is what he told him. Don't run, walk, he said. He is Jewish himself. He joined rank with the Nazis to help kill other Jews so he wouldn't get killed. This guy don't know how close his ass just came to being sent to the concentration camp where the rest of those people are going. They're going to put those dead bodies on the train also, but they're going to a part of the train where the dead bodies go. The man right there just escaped death. Those are the Nazis, of course. They came into Poland. They all is in Poland. They took all those people out of their homes, and they're sending them away from Poland now to somewhere, Auschwitz probably, where they're all going to be gassed and killed. You can see how they put them all in this train right here, okay? Just total disregard for human life. And let's don't look at the skin complexions or none of that. Let's just all look at this as if it's us, okay? Just say this is you, okay? They put all those girls, these people didn't have water. They didn't have anything. And they might have stayed in this boxcar for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's like the same thing they did to black people when they put all our asses in those slave ships, okay? This is how they do things. And the only reason why this stuff gets done is because they want people moved off of the soil and put on another soil. So, of course, this is, as you can see, white men with guns, okay? So now they got their cargo in the train, and they're on their way now to murder them. This is the brotherhoods of the light that you hear the white man and the good white Christian Aryan brotherhood. Now you can see what they did. They went through here after they